Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, stood up to walk to the bathroom, and suddenly felt the room shift beneath you like the floor itself had moved? Have you ever turned your head to back out of a parking spot and felt a wave of dizziness so strong it took your breath away? Or maybe you have been standing in your own kitchen, completely still, and felt your body sway like you were standing on a boat in the middle of the ocean. If any of that sounds familiar, I need you to stop what you are doing and watch this entire video. Because today, I am going to tell you something that your doctor has probably never mentioned, that most medical checkups completely skip over, and that could be the single most important thing you learn this year. My name is Dr. Travis, and in all my years of working with patients over the age of 65, one problem keeps showing up more than almost any other: balance issues, dizziness, and that terrifying, unsettling feeling of not being able to trust your own body. And what frustrates me more than anything is not the condition itself. It is the fact that most people suffering from this have never been told the real reason it is happening to them. They are told to slow down, to use a cane, to hold the railing, to be careful. And while those are not bad suggestions, they are the equivalent of putting a bandage over a wound that needs stitches. You are managing the danger without ever addressing the cause. So today, that changes. Today, we go deeper than any pamphlet, any routine checkup, or any generic senior wellness advice. Today, I am going to explain exactly what is happening inside your body, why it gets worse after 65, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it starting right now. Let us start with what most people think causes balance problems in seniors: weak legs, poor vision, low blood pressure, stiff joints. And yes, all of those things can contribute to instability, but they are supporting characters in this story. A leading cause, the hidden engine behind the majority of balance and dizziness problems in adults over 65, is something that sits quietly inside your inner ear and is almost never tested, almost never discussed, and almost never treated until something goes seriously wrong. Inside your inner ear, there is a system so sophisticated, so precise, and so essential to your daily survival that engineers have spent decades trying to replicate it in technology and have still not come close. It is called the vestibular system, and it is your body's master balance control center. Here is how it works. Deep inside your inner ear, there are fluid-filled canals arranged in 3 different directions: up and down, side to side, and front to back. These canals are lined with microscopic hair cells that detect every tiny movement you make, every turn of your head, every step you take, every shift of your weight. They sense it all and send that information straight to your brain in real time, thousands of signals per second. But that is not the most fascinating part. Sitting right on top of those hair cells are tiny calcium crystals. Actual physical crystals inside your head, smaller than a grain of sand, called otoliths or otoconia. These crystals work like a biological gravity sensor. When you tilt your head, they shift. When you accelerate, they move. And through that movement, they tell your brain with extraordinary precision exactly where your body is in space at every single moment. This system, working perfectly, is why you can walk in the dark without falling. It is why you can stand on one foot. It is why you can ride a bicycle, step off a curb, or catch yourself when you trip. Your vestibular system is what keeps you connected to the ground beneath you. Now here is where everything goes wrong, and this is the part I need you to really hear. After the age of 60, and accelerating significantly after 65, those tiny calcium crystals begin to break loose. The biological glue that holds them in place weakens with age, and the crystals drift. They migrate out of their proper location and float into the fluid-filled canals of the inner ear, where they absolutely do not belong. And once they are there, every time you move your head, those misplaced crystals tumble through the canals and trigger the hair cells in completely wrong and unpredictable ways. The result is that your brain receives signals telling it you are spinning, falling, or moving when you are doing none of those things. Your brain, receiving this false emergency data, does what brains do. It reacts. It tries to correct for a fall that is not happening. It fires signals to your muscles to compensate for movement that does not exist. And you feel dizzy, disoriented, unstable, and afraid. This condition is called benign paroxysmal positional vertigo, BPPV. It is the most commonly diagnosed vestibular disorder in the world, and the #1 cause of dizziness in adults over 65. And here is the part that should make every senior in America genuinely angry. It is almost never screened for during a routine medical appointment. Your doctor checks your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, your heart, all critical. But the system responsible for keeping you upright and safe every moment of every day, skipped, overlooked, assumed to be fine until something catastrophic happens. And catastrophic things do happen. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in Americans over the age of 65. 1 in 4 seniors falls every single year, and fall-related injuries, broken hips, traumatic brain injuries, long hospital stays, are devastating not just physically, but emotionally. People who fall and survive often never fully recover their confidence. They become fearful, withdrawn, dependent. They stop doing the things they love. Their world gets smaller and smaller until 4 walls become their entire universe. And behind the majority of those falls is an undiagnosed, untreated, completely fixable inner ear problem. Now, I want to explain something else that most people never connect. Your vestibular system does not work alone. It is part of a constant, rapid 3-way conversation between your inner ear, your eyes, and the sensory nerves in your muscles and joints. Your brain is cross-referencing signals from all 3 sources simultaneously, thousands of times per second, to maintain your balance and your sense of where you are in space. When your inner ear starts sending bad information, your eyes and muscles try to pick up the slack. Your brain goes into overdrive trying to compensate. And the cost of that compensation shows up in ways you would never expect. Crushing fatigue after simple tasks like walking through a store, difficulty concentrating, persistent headaches, anxiety that seems to appear from nowhere, a constant underlying tension in your body that never fully releases. These are not random symptoms. These are the signs of a nervous system working around the clock to manage a balance problem that was never properly addressed. So let us talk about what you can actually do, because this is not a dead end. This is a beginning. The first thing I want you to do is identify your triggers. Classic BPPV has a very specific signature. Dizziness when you roll over in bed. Dizziness when you tilt your head back to look up. Dizziness when you turn your head quickly. Dizziness when transitioning from lying down to sitting or sitting to standing. If those situations sound familiar, there is a very strong chance displaced inner ear crystals are involved. The second thing is to find a vestibular physical therapist and ask specifically about the Epley Maneuver. This is a precise series of guided head movements developed to physically reposition those displaced crystals back into their correct location. It is not complicated. It is not painful, it requires no medication and no surgery. And the clinical results are extraordinary. Many patients experience dramatic improvement after just 1 or 2 sessions. This treatment exists, it works, and you deserve to know about it. The third thing is to begin vestibular training exercises at home. Standing near a counter and slowly turning your head left and right while keeping your eyes fixed on a target on the wall. Walking heel to toe along a straight line. Practicing standing with your feet together and your eyes closed for short periods. These exercises are not just about building length strength. They are about retraining the neurological pathways between your inner ear, your eyes, and your muscles. Done daily, They rebuild the communication network that your balance depends on. And the fourth thing, ask your doctor to review your medications specifically for ototoxicity. Certain blood pressure medications, diuretics, and even high-dose aspirin are known to cause inner ear damage. If you are on multiple medications and struggling with balance, this conversation could reveal a contributing factor that nobody has ever pointed out to you. Here is what I want you to carry with you when this video ends. You are not fragile. You are not clumsy. You are not simply getting old and falling apart. You have a specific biological system that is not functioning the way it should, and that system can be identified, treated, and strengthened. You have earned a life that you can live without fear, a life where you walk into any room with confidence, where you play with your grandchildren on the floor and get back up without grabbing for furniture, where you travel, go out to dinner, take a morning walk, and move through the world as the strong, capable person you are and have always been. Your balance can come back. Your confidence can come back. And it starts with knowing the truth about what is actually going on inside your body. I am Dr. Travis. Share this video with someone you love who needs to hear it.